Oh, it's funny.
So I don't know. It's it is kind of cool to see the phenomenon continue. And it was at the end of the episode before the tribute show. It did say, "Thanks for the great 20 years. The best is yet to come."
It was like the 450th episode, I think.
That's insane.
That's
I remember getting I think Fox sent out a denim jacket with the 100th episode.
Wow.
Stitched into the back, and that's one of those things where I wish I could find. I have no idea where that thing is.
Yeah, you need to look for that.
But yeah, that would be kind of fun to dig out.
Sell it to that guy in England.
Yeah, well, he's probably got 12 of them somewhere in his closet. But I don't know. That was kind of a cool way to wrap up the weekend. Did some sledding. Took the little one out. Did a little sled. My kid is the only one in the world who wouldn't use the snow to build an igloo or a snowman. We built a snow couch and a snow hot tub.
I still love that.
Yeah.
Where did the hot tub come from?
I don't know. She says, "Dad, come on, put a bunch of snow over here. I'm going to build something." I'm like, "What you want to build?" No, I'm going to build a hot tub.
Nice.
So I got a picture of her laying in her snow hot tub.
Awesome. I almost got killed by an icicle.
What?
Yeah, they're like icicles hanging from the back of my back door, like from the top of the door, and I didn't realize it. And I opened up the door walking out, and then an icicle fell and hit me.
Oh, it did fall.
Yeah, I had like a Christmas Story moment. It fell and hit me.
I tell you something. I mean,
it hurt.
You can tell too. People's gutters got clogged in the fall and they didn't fit, because that's where all those are coming from on at least the corner of my house too. Is clogged gutter, and some of them are 2-3 feet long.
Yeah, luckily this one was a very, very tiny one, and it hit my shoulder and bounced off. But still, I looked up and I'm like, oh, I should probably knock those down.
Yeah, well, and that's the other good thing you want to do is when there's big giant stalactites or whatever hanging down over you, is look up, because you want to give it as good a shot at the soft part of your face as you can.
I walked away before I looked up. I just turned around like, oh, what's that?
It is the perfect crime, by the way.
It is.
Stab someone with an icicle. But anyway, I digress.
Yes.
Hey, if we're going to talk a little bit more, I'm certain, through the rest of the week about the Bengals, but I have a question, and this is maybe something you can answer at the morning show at purerock96.com, or just a simple one or two word answer on the Twitter, which is Gamble and Finn 96, ANDFIN 96. And that is, given all the discussion about the Bengals and the season that was, and certainly better than last year, but the conversation that I keep going back to is one that I had with my buddy Matt. He's had season tickets for about 5 or 6 years. They seriously considered last year, do we give up our season tickets like many did? And let's hold on to them. Well, this year now they sat around after the game toasting, I'm glad we didn't give up our tickets. There was no talk of that this year, looking ahead to the future. And all I did was sit there in silence. He goes, I know what you're thinking, but we just want the team to be competitive. I said, you know what? I'm glad for you. I'm glad there were some bright and shining moments for the Bengals this year. Certainly Cedric Benson was one of them. First few games of the year, there was some great passing, some great offense and whatnot, but I'm going to bite my tongue on the rest of it because I want you to be able to enjoy this. Now, my feeling has been you should expect more than just being competitive. Given the team's 2-decade history, I can see for those who are spending the money on the tickets that you at least want to see that to hope that you will build upon that in the future. My question is, when we come in here and we are critical now of what happened and how it happened, injuries aside and everything else, are we to, because he tells me, he goes, when you guys get on those rants about that, he goes, Gamble specifically, I turn this radio off. Now, I'm looking at the daily poll, and most people, in fact, I haven't seen one vote yet where one Rockhead who has taken the time to vote says they're going to be better next year. In fact, let me update it here real quick, and I'll see. The other question there for you is if NBC has to get rid of one, if you were the president of entertainment, no, see, it's still 0%. I think they're going to be better. 46 about the same, 54 worse. So it's not like we're the ones sucking the optimism out of the room. It's just a matter of reality versus where we are. Yeah. But again, if you're the head of NBC Entertainment, one of these guys has got to go, and this all has to do with Jay Leno, his show sucked.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And they're blowing it out of the 10 o'clock slot and probably putting him back at 11:35 due to affiliate pressure, of course.
Of course.
Which one would you get rid of if you had to get rid of one? Jay Leno, 73%, Conan O'Brien, 27%. And if you're looking to the future, very similar to sports franchises and whatnot, I think you got to stay with Conan, especially since you don't want to give him the green weenie after what you just dangled out in front of him, this carrot or whatnot. I can't believe I just said green weenie and dangled in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
That's quite
but yeah, 46 to 54. So 100% of voters right now do not believe the Bengals will be better next year. And Doherty, we had Paul Doherty on a little while ago, and he talked about, lightning in a bottle, that kind of chemistry. Do you have that kind of chemistry 2 years in a row? Let us know what you think. We'll open up the Rock Line, 513-749-9650. Do you think we're too hard on them? Do you think that that we need to lighten up? Does it turn you off when we get onto these sorts of reality checks for the Bengals? We'll open up the Rock Line, 513-749-9650. It'll just be a quick flash poll. We'll just pop you on, ask you your name and your opinion. Please don't cuss. We don't have that kind of money. All right, it's 9:15. Let's, we're done checking traffic. It looks like 75's issues have resolved themselves, and JD will keep you posted if there are any this afternoon with what we look to be projecting a little bit more snow for the drive home. But in the meantime, I'm Finn. She's Sister Karen.
It's Papa Roach.
On Cincinnati's Pure Rock, 96 Rock.
Cyber testing worldwide. Listen live any place at purerock96.com.
It's 9:23, 96 Rock. Finn, Sister Karen. Gamble had to bust out a little bit early today. Talking about the Bengals. Are we too hard on the Bengals? And it's interesting that just since we brought it up last segment, I went back to check the daily poll, and all of a sudden, here come the optimists. Originally, we had 0% up until just 5 minutes ago that believe the Bengals next year will recreate the chemistry or whatever it is Doherty was saying that he felt brought them the additional success this year. And at last check, 7% now believe that the Bengals will be better, 43% about the same. 50% still half believe that the team will be worse than they were this year. But I agree with Doc. I think that they need to build up some more around Palmer. Andre Smith hopefully will come into his own over the offseason and provide a little bit more protection so he doesn't have to play so scared, because that does seem to be what's going on. The first half of the season to the second half of the season, a dramatic difference just in the confidence level that he showed when he was out there playing. But aren't we too hard on the Bengals? We'll go to the phones. If they're lit up, we're just going to hit them real quick. We're just going to come straight to you, give us your name and your opinion. 96 Rock, who's this?
This is Jimmy.
Jimmy, what do you think? Are we too hard on them?
I think maybe a little bit. I mean, all things considered, that is a pretty young team. I think a lot of people try to compare them to, like a New England or Indianapolis, teams like that. But, there's only been, how many players are on that team that have actually been to a playoff game? I mean, not very many. So
didn't seem to bother Mark Sanchez much, though, in the cold weather.
No, you're right, it didn't. I really don't have I don't have an excuse for that, but there definitely needs to be some changes in the off season. There's several people that need to be cut. If they're going to go anywhere next year, I kind of see them finishing, at least as good as they did this year, I would think, if they do the necessary changes that need to be made. Just a few years ago, I remember a team that had problems with the quarterback one year. The next year they had problems with the kicker, and then a year or two after that they went on to win the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
I try to stay optimistic with them. They definitely have some inside trouble, but I really like to see them get it straightened out.
All right, well, I appreciate that, man, and we'll see. I think the other question is Bradkowski. Should he stay or should he go? We'll check another line. 96 Rock, who's this?
This is Steve.
Steve, what do you think, man? Are we too hard on him, or are we just calling it like it is?
You guys are not too hard on them. The minute you start being soft on them and buying into Mike Brown's Kool-Aid, that'll be the day I change the channel.
Well, you don't ever have to worry about that, bud. We hate Kool-Aid. So thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate it. All right, 96 Rock. Yes, hello. Who's this?
This is Chris.
Chris, what's the word, man? Are we too hard on him, or do we need to lighten up on him, or what?
I think you should be harder on them. Come on. It's been 19, 20 years. We keep making these excuses back and forth. They were out-coached, outplayed. I think we need somebody new besides Marvin. Get some new blood in there. Let's see what can happen.
Well, now, do you blame Marvin, or do you blame his reliance on Bradkowski? Do you blame Bradkowski, or does it all go back to Mike Brown no matter what without a GM?
I think they're all in it together. I think it needs to start from top and go down to the bottom. Let's see something new everywhere.
Well, you know what? No, go ahead.
I think we need to draft a quarterback too. I mean, Palmer's not going to be Palmer forever. You know, he's slowly fading.
Well, Doc brought up a good point. Thanks for the call, Chris. You know what? Whereas Palmer was an elite quarterback, he is no longer considered an elite quarterback, and it sort of goes back to that Michael Vick thing that I was saying. You know, everybody kept talking about his potential. Well, after 7 years, if you haven't realized your potential, you no longer have potential.
Yeah.
You need to actuate it. You need to make it happen. All right, let's go to line 26, 96 Rock. Good morning. What's your name?
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello. Who's this?
Corey Smith.
Corey, what's the word, man? You think we're too tough on him?
Not really too tough. I